morning. It is 10:37 on Thursday morning and I've just finished a coaching call, and it's really cool because the topic that I wanted to talk about today anyway is values, and I'm going to be talking to you guys a little bit about my values, and it actually came up in the coaching call that I've just been through and it was really inspiring, so I feel really good about that being the topic for today. But as of my video this morning that I posted, although by the time this comes out it would be a day behind, but yeah, the last video that I did, I was talking about how I was only going to talk about stuff that I felt like talking about. So if I change my mind, I'm just going to change my mind and I won't talk about values. But right now it feels good that that's what I want to talk about. So there is a good, strong possibility that that is what I will discuss today. So anyway, I am going to go do a workout now, and I feel like this is continuing on for way longer than it's necessary, but I'm hopefully going to get a selfie stick today. So anyway, hopefully the saga will be finished and all that loose end will be wrapped up nicely by the end of today. So we'll find out. Serious first world problems continued. The selfie stick that I just bought, I took it out of the box to check if it was working and it doesn't work. Took it back to the shop. The other one that they had doesn't work. So anyway, I'm getting sick of talking about selfie sticks now, so I'm going to go back tomorrow and get one because they'll have a different one which is better quality. But anyway, yeah, I'm sick of talking about it now, so I'm going to go home and do some work. So, like I said, I want to talk to you guys about values today, and there's something actually which is quite important to me. Today, very important, every day very important, but today I'm actually using my values to filter my life through them. And the reason for that is because I have this project that I've been working on, and I have talked about it a little bit. It's a project that I'm really excited to start working on, but it's all ready to rock and I'm not pushing the button on it because I'm scared, basically. Fear is creeping in. And so today it's become really, really important for me to actually filter that thing and that project through my values to make sure A, that it's something that's going to contribute to my happiness and success and freedom, and be an enjoyable process, and B, to make sure that I'm actually living my life in line with my values, and part of that is pushing the button on it. So I'll explain a little bit more in a bit. I just want to pay attention to the dog because he wants me to throw his frisbee for him. So, but I wanted to tell you guys my values and then I'm going to come back to them later. So my values are openness, warmth and courage. And that's the first time that I've talked about them on camera because I basically was afraid of people's judgment, and I thought people would think I'm silly for having values, for talking about them, and that I would sound like a wishy-washy hippie that's gone nuts, basically. But I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about values and explain why they're not that and how they're going to help me today. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm going to throw the frisbee for the dog. values. So, what are values? So, remember how I've been talking about showing up and being me and being the best version of me? Values are what allows me to understand who that is that I'm trying to be. So when I'm talking about showing up in the world, I want to show up as the best version of me, because that's the version of me that's able to move me forwards towards my goals and to realise the things that I want in my future. So my values are essentially my definition of what that best self, who she is and the kind of things she does, how she behaves and how she shows up in the world. So when I'm talking about showing up, I'm talking about showing up as that version of me who has those values and upholds those values. What's really cool about having those values is that then I'm much more able to have certainty around who I am and how I'm going to react in certain situations. So I can't predict or control the future, but what I can predict and not necessarily control, but what I can influence is my own actions and how I'm going to behave in every given situation, because all I do is simply filter every decision, every situation through my values, and they will indicate to me what the next step is or what the course of action to be taken is based upon who I've said I want to show up as in the world. So as I mentioned earlier, the values are going to be particularly important to me today, and I wanted to explain why and what this new project that I've got started is. What I've done is I've created a Facebook group, right? And it's a Facebook group for business owners to help them find their own answers instead of listening to everyone and their dog tell them how to run their business. And I think personally it's an awesome idea and I'm really, really excited about it. But I've got now to the stage where the group is ready for people to be added to it. It's got all the kind of starting content in it. It's got like a cover photo and all of that stuff. And I've got to the point now where I'm a little bit scared and a little bit fearful of putting it out there and inviting people to join the group, which is silly, right? Because it's a group, so it needs more people than just me. So that's where I'm at with it, and that's why my values are particularly important today. So I just want to share with you guys a few little pointers on how I've filtered this through my values and how it's enabled me to decide to move forwards with this today. So my first value is openness. And what that means to me is it's not just about truth, but it's also about being open to growth and life and change. And at the moment, if I'm not pushing the button on this group and getting it started, then I'm definitely not being open to growth and life, and I'm hiding myself away, which is another thing that I've said I'm not going to do according to my value of openness. I'm not going to hide, I'm going to put myself out there. So filtered through my value of openness, I have to do it, right? My next value is the value of warmth. So what warmth means to me is being loving, not only to myself but to others, helping and supporting people. And also it's about me being happy as well and having that nice warm fuzzy feeling of feeling happy. And if I filter this decision through the value of warmth, I'm not being very loving to myself right now, because this is something which has the potential to change my life and change things for me, and I'm just being really hard on myself and telling myself that it's not going to work and that I'm being stupid to try, etc. before I've even got started with it. So I'm not being loving to myself. And also the group has the potential to help a lot of people, so I'm not being loving to those people, and I'm not offering to help and support them by holding back with this group. My final value is the value of courage, and I'm laughing because it's quite obvious what I need to do according to this value. I don't really need to talk you through it, but to me, courage means being who you are at all times and not being afraid to be that person. And so, yeah, I think you can see quite obviously the link there between the value of courage and what I have to do. So I'm about to add people to the group and press the button on it now, according to the value of courage, and here we go. So I've done it, I've added people to the group, so it's only been about 30 seconds, so I'm not expecting anything crazy to happen right now, but yeah, I feel really scared right now. couple of people have started to like some of the posts in there, which is awesome, so I'm feeling much better. I think everything's going to be okay, you guys, and even if it's not, it was worth trying, right? Because I can't really know how it's going to turn out and whether it's going to work until I try it ultimately. Anyway, I'm going to end the blog here because I've talked an awful lot today. Might be some other random shots of bits and pieces that I'm doing today, but that's it for value stuff. Hope you found it useful. Bye. Gigi.